Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today's reading is going to be about your journey with your soulmate. And when I say soulmate, what I am referring to is a soul whom your soul is familiar with and you have agreed to meet in this lifetime and have a meaningful relationship together. And we do have some channeled letters in today's reading. We have done this kind of reading in the past. However, today's going to be a little bit different because the reading is going to include a channeled letter from you to them as well. So it's going to be like a conversation between you and your soulmate and what you would tell each other right now. So if you feel that your soulmate is someone who has not come into your life yet, then you could think of this as messages between your higher selves. If they are already in your life, then you could think of this as letters from your 3D selves or your higher selves, whatever feels best for you. Maybe it's even a little bit of both. And then once we read the letters, we're gonna go into our usual you versus them versus the connection, your journey versus their journey versus your union, and how it all comes together. And get some advice from your guides. We'll go into it a little bit more once you've chosen your group, although I feel like I pretty much just said all of it now, but anyway, let's get into your group selection. So there are 3 groups to choose from today. With each group, we're going to be using a different tarot deck. We're actually going to be using a lot of different tarot decks today in all the groups because it's fun to see if repetitions come out between the different decks. And then we also have, to help you pick your group, some little glass boys. These are like little animal couples in glass figures. And then as usual, I will show you one card from each deck. I just shuffled each deck and whatever card came out, that's the one I'm going to show you. So when you're choosing your group, you could be drawn to, you could also be drawn to the color of the envelope. So we have many different factors today. You could be drawn to the color of the envelope, the deck, the little glass figurine, or the card that comes out for you. But without further ado, let's get a close-up look at each of your options. For my group number 1s, you have these little birdies, and you have the yellow envelope, and we're going to be using the Art of Love Tarot. And your card is the 10 of Hearts, which is the 10 of Cups, and the keyword is culmination. For my group number 2s, we have these squids. You have the blue envelope. We're going to be using the Wee Moon Tarot. And your card is the Fool with the keyword opening. And for my group number 3s, we have these frogs. You have the pink envelope, and we're going to be using the Rainbow Heart Tarot. And your card is the Page of Swords. Okay, so here are all of your options laid out side by side so that you can compare them and see which one is calling to you the most. As always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the little birds, as well as the Art of Love Tarot and the yellow envelope, this is going to be your reading. I just wanted to share something with you. So I didn't know what these birds were called in English, so I looked it up, and it's called a long-tailed tit. And I thought that was very funny because I'm 5 years old. It's a common bird species belonging to the bush tit family, found throughout Eurasia. So you're welcome. They're super cute. Like, look at this little baby. He's so cute. Anyway, so let's get into your reading. These are the channeled letters. So this part of the reading will be like the energy check for you. If you resonate with these letters, if it does sound like an exchange between you and your soulmate or between your higher selves, then that will be a sign that you found your group. If you don't really feel your energy here, there's no need to force it. There may be messages for you in a different group, or this may just not be your reading today, but this is the letter from you to them, and this is their reply to you. So I also wrote a page of notes of just things I was observing or energies that were coming up while I channeled the letter. So we'll go through those notes after reading the letters, but let's get into it. Starting with the letter from you to them. Hello, I hope you're doing amazing, but if you're not, I hope you are in a place where you can be authentic and without judgment. Honestly, I'm a bit nervous right now. I don't know what my future holds. Or maybe a part of me does know. I'm just not sure I have what it takes to make it to this future that is supposedly waiting for me. You do give me strength. You really do. Just feeling your energy around me, it helps to relieve my worries. But I do really wish you were here physically to comfort me right now. I miss your hugs. For now, please send me all the energetic hugs you can. I love you. So interesting. I kind of like choked up when I was reading that. I felt, I'm not crying or anything, but I felt, you know, when you're trying not to cry and there's like a pressure almost like in your neck. I was feeling a sensation like that. And I felt like I was kind of stumbling with my words. So there may be a nervous energy on your end if this is your group. And I mean, that was even talked about in the letter, feeling nervous about what the future holds or nervous about whether you can make it to this future that you've been envisioning for yourself. So let's see the reply from your soulmate. My angel, I love you too. Thank you for your presence in my life. Everything is okay with me, and everything will be okay with you too. You are on the precipice of something big right now. I feel it. I will be there to support you. You'll feel my presence more strongly. I hope you don't minimize what you've accomplished already and what you are about to accomplish. Impressing others is great and all, but the most important thing is that you are happy for yourself. You are the brightest star in the sky and the most beautiful. What a blessing that I can call you mine. So I thought it was really sweet that your letter ends with I love you, and that's like the first thing they respond to. Like, first of all, I love you too. And second of all, here's the rest of my letter. I also was kind of feeling both life and lives coming through because it feels like your soulmate is grateful for your presence throughout multiple lives and they wanted to convey that to you. They feel that you're on the precipice of something big. So wherever they are right now in the world, they are probably picking up on some shift in the energies, like something big is about to happen. And it's kind of like they're picking up on your transitional energy because I feel like you are going through a big, exciting, but maybe kind of nerve-wracking transition in your near future in some area of your life. And they are fully here to support you. So if this is someone who's not in your life yet, you're probably going to start feeling their presence more strongly. This could look like seeing more signs of them every day. This could look like having more repeated dreams about them. And this is literally their higher self showing up to support you because they can sense that you're in a transitional period that might have you feeling uneasy. They can sense that like something big is about to happen for you. So they just want to really make sure that they're present to help calm you down and to help reassure you like everything is going to be okay. You can do this. I feel like your soulmate really, really believes in you. I mean, you've had many lives together and they've seen how you kick ass throughout your lifetimes. So they're like, I know you can do this. I know you're nervous and I respect that, but I feel like you have nothing to be nervous about. I feel like you've got this. So they're coming through with a really supportive energy towards you right now. And yeah, you were like the most beautiful bright star for them. So let's talk a little bit about what else was coming through as I wrote these letters. Like I said, I definitely felt a nervous and kind of apprehensive energy on your end, but I really feel like all of that will melt away when you are physically in front of them. So it's like you may be more nervous about the idea of approaching them than you actually are nervous when you are in front of them, because I feel like the nerves come from some kind of projection of them that is not real. When they're actually in your presence, their energy is so like warm and inviting and affectionate that you can't be nervous. You just feel welcomed. You feel let in. You feel embraced by their energy. It seemed like you may be overthinking the existence of this connection. Like, do I even have a soulmate? Are they really out there? Or if you know this person, it could be that you're overthinking like the validity of the connection. And I was also picking up that some of you may have a fear of bothering them, whether that's like reaching out to them in the 3D or trying to connect with their energy in other realms. It's like, I hope I'm not doing too much. I hope I'm not bothering them. You could also have that attitude towards like spirit guides and other beings who are helping you. I hope I'm not like doing too much, asking for too much. It was kind of giving that feeling of when you like text someone or email someone and you're like, I'm sorry to bother you again. And it's like, you're not a bother. So that was definitely coming through. It was also coming through that your soulmate wants nothing but your true essence. So there is absolutely nothing else that you need to be for them. You just need to be your true self. Worry about living up to your potential, worry about living up to the future self that you envision. It's like, I've seen the future that is available to me. I don't know if I can align with it. There's like that kind of energy. I feel like you're nervous or apprehensive about something right now. But I did pick up on something from you that felt very healed and beautiful, because you're asking for their comfort, you're asking for their hugs. So this means that you are seeking affection from them and you're seeking comfort from them while you are still a work in progress. You're not waiting to be perfect to approach them or to ask for their time and energy and love. You know that it's already available to you on a level that is deeper than your insecurities. And also visually, when I wrote, I miss your hugs, I had this visual of a soft pink color, and it was really warm and cozy. So I don't know if that's like your aura or their aura or something that is produced when you embrace each other in a non-physical realm, but it was really like a beautiful warmth, and it was associated with the color pink. I mean, pink does definitely give love vibes and heart vibes, so kind of makes sense. And then when I was writing their letter, I just kept thinking about how adorable they find you. So you are absolutely adorable and precious to this person, and you also have an enchanting quality to them. The way it was coming through is literally like you can put them in a trance. You can put them under a spell. Okay, now I'm hearing like your wish is my command. I really feel that maybe this is hyperbole, but it's like they would do anything for you because you just put them under a spell. Like they just want to do anything for you. And then they encourage you to stop, take a moment, and just feel their love. So this is probably a message from their higher self, but they were saying, just stop, like just stop to feel my love. Stop what you're doing. Stop your racing thoughts and just feel my love for a moment. And I saw and felt this like purple light coming from here, coming from your middle, from your heart, and extending through your body, kind of like vines. It was made of purple light, but kind of shaped like vines and moving like vines, squiggling through your body. And this was kind of like their love filling you up. And I also saw like a purple hexagon around you. Very specific visuals, but maybe this is significant to someone. So the color purple, hexagons, or like the number 6 could be associated with this person or with your connection. The colors pink and purple, which is beautiful. But yeah, that's what I was seeing. So if this energy is ringing a bell for you, stick around. You have probably found your group. so let's get into the reading now. So we just did this part, which is reading the letters. We are going to look at some tarot and oracle cards to see your energy, their energy, and the current energy of this connection. And then we'll look at your journeys to each other. So we'll look at your journey, their journey, your meeting point in the middle, and we'll get some advice from your spirit guides for you right now. There's also going to be an extended reading today where we are going to see their experience of the connection so far. So their feelings, their dreams, maybe signs that they're seeing or experiencing. How have they been feeling this connection? How is it showing up in their life? We're also going to see how your guides communicate. I wrote your and or their guides because if this is like a soul you're in the same soul group with, you would have like shared guide or shared teachers. So they may be both of your guides. If you're kind of like in nearby soul groups, adjacent, if you will, you may have different spirit guides, but we're going to see how your guides communicate to them and how the guides communicate to them and how the guides communicate to you, basically. We are going to answer a yes or no question, any question of your choice, including the reason why. And then we will see any significant time frames or significant places pertaining to your journey or your union. So that is how the reading is going to go today. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get these letters out of the way so we have room for the cards. Okay, so these are the cards that we're going to use to look at your current energies. These cards will be you, these cards will be them, and these will go in the middle to represent the current energy of the connection. So for you, we have the Tower, and we have Fabrication with the number 29. So 16 and 29 could be significant numbers, or 7 and 11. Maybe 7-11 is significant. For your soulmate, we have the Devil. And Big Kiss with the number 2. And for the energy of the connection, we have the 6 of Cups, Serenity and Healing. And we have Aries, Independence, Bravery, and Passion. Okay, so I'm gonna start with your energy, keeping in mind that it does seem like you're in a transitional phase of your life, and I would bet that this transition is going to happen quicker than you think. It's almost like a timeline is collapsing or a process is being sped up. If you have felt like you're behind in life, I feel like you're about to catch up to where you thought you would be in a very short period of time. You very, very soon, you will no longer feel behind in life, that's for sure. In fact, you may even feel like things are going too fast and you need more time. But I feel like life is saying, no, let's go right now. I'm thinking about your letter where you were saying, I'm not sure I have what it takes to align with this future and like this future version of me that I've envisioned for myself. And life is like, oh, well, it's happening now, actually. And you're like, wait, what? Life is like, yes, it's time to go right now. It's time to speed up the timeline. It's time to get caught up to where you're supposed to be. So yeah, I definitely feel like life is speeding up for you, and you're going to see aspects of your old life and your old self falling away very quickly. And Fabrication is definitely jumping out at me because the Tower represents things falling apart, but it's specifically things in your life that were built on shaky foundations, things that were never meant to last forever, and things that are certainly not serving you right now. So with fabrication here, it feels like whatever is falling away from your life is something that was fake or something that was inauthentic to you. I heard whether you like it or not, but that sounds kind of ominous. Maybe it's ominous positivity, like your dreams are coming whether you like it or not. Your destiny's coming whether you like it or not. There's a feeling of I'm scared, but I also know that I wouldn't choose anything differently. It's like you're standing at the precipice and you're like, I'm scared, but I already know deep down that I'm gonna take this leap. I already know deep down that yes, fear is here, but it doesn't actually have the power to stop me at this point. It's way too late for that, I'm hearing. Like maybe some of you are really tired of fears holding you back. And so you're like, I'm just gonna do it anyway with this fear. I definitely think life is asking that leap of faith from you right now and asking you to move into a life that feels more real and feels more authentic. I would look out for spiders as a sign that your destiny is like gonna knock on your door, especially if you see a spider hanging around like your front door of your house, or even inside your house. If you see a little spider in the corner by a doorway, that's a sign of like, your destiny is coming. I don't know, that's really specific. I'm getting like really specific visuals for this group. You're passing through a threshold, you're passing through a doorway into the new life, and like it's finally time. Okay, on your soulmate side, we have the Devil and we have Big Kiss. Now, this is not even like the main interpretation of the Devil card that I talk about all the time, but it is one of them. I sometimes feel with the Devil card that there is like a sexual attraction or a sexual tension. And especially with Big Kiss here, this is giving me that feeling. So wherever your soulmate is, I do think that they are longing for you. They could, whether you have met them yet in the 3D or not, they could be having some kind of like steamy dreams with regards to you, or just some passionate dreams, okay? If you're not a sexual person, this can also just be like passion and desire is building up in some other non-sexual way. But yeah, I do feel a little bit of that energy there. I do get the sense that they dream of you or dream of your higher self, and then that leaves them with kind of a feeling of longing. I think that there's something your soulmate loves and longs for, but maybe doesn't feel good enough for yet. That could literally be you and the connection with you, or something that they're passionate about. Actually, we have the Six of Cups in the middle. And I feel like it means different things for each of you. For you, I feel like this destiny that you're walking into definitely has to do with a long-standing childhood dream, or like a dream of your youth. A dream that felt very real when you were younger, because at that age you believed anything was possible. And then you became a disillusioned adult, and now life is saying, oh no, we didn't forget about that dream. Actually, it's happening right now. Hurry up. So kind of sudden, it's giving kind of Uranus vibes, like something just very suddenly coming in and hitting you like lightning. For your soulmate, I feel like the Six of Cups represents that whatever it is they're longing for, it's actually something that they once had, and they just don't know if they can go back to it. Maybe it's a previous version of them that they're not sure they can reclaim. So an example of this would be, well, maybe they want a reunion with you if this is someone from your past. Like they're longing for the way things once were, but they don't know if like they deserve it or if they're good enough for that yet. Maybe in the past they used to be very creative, they used to be very passionate, they used to be very productive, and they want that energy back. They want like that mojo back, but they don't feel like they don't feel like they can embody that. Whether that's objectively true or not, I don't know, but it feels like their subjective experience of it is like, did I say subjective? I meant to say subjective. Their subjective experience of it is, I don't know if I can go back to the way I once was. I don't know if I can make things go back to the way they once were. Like, I'm so different now. I don't know if I have what it takes. Like, they're wanting to rekindle something or revisit something. That's the feeling. I definitely feel like you are familiar with each other's energy already because we have the Six of Cups in the middle. I would bet at the very least you've had like a brief interaction with each other. If you haven't, that's very impressive because I feel like you already know each other's energy so well. So if you're like, no, Kino, I've literally never met this person, that's crazy to me because it's like, you maybe haven't met them, but you already know their energy. So when you do meet them, you will probably recognize them immediately. I think you have an effect on each other where you definitely do ignite each other's passions. Like we have Aries energy, Mars, aka like we have some Scorpio energy, devil energy here, Scorpio energy here. The stereotypical energy of Scorpio can be sexual in nature. So I feel a lot of like sparks between the two of you, or you ignite each other's passion, maybe more in like a creative way or in a zest for life kind of way, but your desire to express yourself and your enthusiasm and your passion is definitely stimulated when you are with each other. You make each other very excited. And you may bring out a side in each other that is more bold and impulsive and blunt. Like I said, I feel like a lot of the apprehension and hesitation lives when you are like not physically together. When you physically come together, suddenly it melts away and you're very like straightforward and bold and confident and like, let's do it. A sign that you met your soulmate, probably when you meet them, you will just be blurting things out, feeling like weirdly confident and blurting things out, being very forward like you already know them. After the fact, you may be like, oh my gosh, like I did too much. Why did I say that? But it's just because you felt so comfortable around them in that moment, because on a soul level, you do know them already. So I think that in this connection right now, like you're both being called to some kind of threshold to realize past dreams that are not finished yet. To finally finish stories from your past that haven't gotten a chance to be finished yet. Like a story of your dreams, a story of your fantasies. There's a feeling of unfinished business in your individual lives, but also within this connection. And it does seem with the Aries card here, like you are ready to boldly move towards each other. I also just heard no one's gonna help you. And I know that sounds kind of discouraging, but it's like, no one's gonna come make my dreams happen for me. I need to do them. And I think that your journey to each other will really unfold based on decisions that you make for yourself, not waiting for someone else to come around and facilitate it. When you take life by the reins, I don't know, you take the steering wheel, and you start living your own life and doing your own thing, that's when you'll come together. So let's get into the deck that you chose. Okay, so we're gonna pull a couple of cards to represent your journey. We have the Queen of Hearts, Sixth Sense, which is the Queen of Cups. We have the Ace of Stars, Creation. This is the Ace of Wands. And we have the Empress, Mother. Okay, and we're going to use a different deck for their journey. What cards represent your soulmate's journey? We have Temperance, we have the Three of Wands, and we have the Devil. These came out together, so I think I'm gonna keep them. Do I have to cover like drawn boobs that are not very like realistic? I guess better safe than sorry. So I will take some. Well, actually, we have a couple tits here and I haven't been covering them. Sorry. I'm so tickled by the name of that bird. Okay, anyway. They're nicely covered. No! Ah! There we go. Okay. And the Ten of Wands. Okay, we're also going to use a third and final deck to represent your union. Queen of Wands, beautiful. Oh my gosh, Queen of Wands is Aries energy. And we already had Aries energy to represent your connection. So the zodiac signs that we have in the middle representing your connection are Aries and Scorpio, which are both ruled by Mars. So I just feel a lot of like, it's either sexual energy between the two of you or just like creativity and passion and enthusiasm and like fire. It could be all of the above, but I think you just really energize each other and you really excite each other. Like that's the energy of your union. I think when you're in each other's presence, you naturally feel more confident. So it's important that you know any insecurities you're feeling, it's not actually coming from them. It's not coming from their actual perception of you. It's more something that your insecurities project onto them. So I don't know, if you're like, oh my gosh, they probably think like I'm not beautiful enough. Just an example, right? It's like, that's not them at all. The insecurity you're feeling, that's not coming from them at all. It's like something that your insecurity projected onto them, when in reality, they think you are the most beautiful star in the sky. Okay, where do we begin? I also feel like both of you are super talented and you're both creative people. Even if you're not like artistes, you have creative thinking and you bring creativity and originality into like whatever space you're in. And I'm also hearing like everybody, there's a Yumi hair on this card. Everybody wants you on their team. You both have that energy about you. People want you on their team, like co-workers, collaborators, friend groups, and same with them, because you really do bring a lot of value into any groups that you are a part of, and you bring a lot of uniqueness. I don't know why I feel like saying this, maybe someone needs to hear it. I just heard like AI can never replace you, okay? So don't worry about that. Your uniqueness actually can't replace any humans, but maybe you have like a profession where you're particularly like worried or upset about that, but nothing will ever come close to your creativity and your unique touch. speaking of touch, I feel like your physical compatibility, I keep like bringing it back to this kind of message, but I feel like your physical compatibility is really, really strong. And I don't even just mean that in the sexual way, although I do think that's a part of it, but even like, you know, your hugs, for example. Hugs, universally, they calm us down. They make us feel warm and fuzzy. But when it's the two of you hugging each other, that energy is really amplified. Like your touch is kind of magical to each other, and your physical interactions, your physical touches to each other, it's called skinship in Japanese. I don't know if English speakers say that. Your skinship. It's like, it's really important for strengthening your bond and deepening your bond. Okay, so your journey is starting off with a sixth sense, that's really cool. The Queen of Cups is highly intuitive, and so it's very likely that you started off this soulmate journey just by sensing their presence. And it's like I said, you're already very, very familiar with their energy, even if you've only had brief interactions, even if like you haven't met them yet and they're somewhere out there, you can sense them. You can sense their energy. I've been having quite vivid visuals coming to me throughout this reading. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's something that happens to you too. Maybe you have really vivid dreams or just like really vivid images flashing across your mind, even in your waking life. I feel like you do receive a lot of information about this connection even before you meet them. And guides will help you access this information when you're ready to know it. So there must be some information about this relationship that your guides and your higher self wanted you to know before it's really kicked off in the physical realm. You kind of are getting a feel for what it's going to be like. And so I think this Queen of Cups card is also here to confirm to you that insights and observations you've had about like the overall energies of this connection are accurate. You do pick up on their energy quite well. I do feel too like this soulmate connection really does inspire you to create. I mean, that's quite literal with the Ace of Wands here, but it helps. Okay, I need to draw lots of visuals coming in for this group. So this is you, right? And you're creating, and it's like pouring out your emotions. So these are your emotions. And when you create, it's like you're spilling out your emotions onto the canvas or onto the page or onto the song, onto the screen, whatever it is. And this connection provides like a safe tunnel for your emotions to move through and be processed in. So your soulmate's energy like envelopes your creative channeling process to like keep it safe and keep it pure, I'm hearing, and keep its uniqueness. And they also provide some kind of like conductor to, this is so hard to put into words. They provide some sort of conductor or like some context for you to process your emotions through. I hope that made sense to someone. Yeah, anyway, they inspire you to create and they facilitate. They are like a conductor for the electricity of your creativity to move through. I would bet when you're physically together, you just like can't stop creating or you can't stop writing, or like art just feels more beautiful and more impactful. You probably become more talkative as well. Like there's a lot of ideas you want to discuss. I think you really do boost each other's energy. You make each other more energetic and enthusiastic, and it's probably something that even can happen on a non-physical level. Even if, you know, you haven't met them yet, when you're engaging with their energy, you may feel this way. And I think it's so interesting that we have creation, like this creative energy, and then we have the Empress, the mother, who births. So right before your union, you are giving birth to a creation. You're creating something that channels your raw emotion. And this creation helps them find you or helps them recognize you, which does lead me to believe that this creation will be shared somewhere, whether that's on a small scale or on a large scale. Maybe you're even giving it to them or sending it to them directly. So you have some intuitive inkling, it inspires you to create, you physically birth it, that is very important. And then either like they're drawn to it or they find it or you give it to them. And that is leading to your union. And this is like destined. It must be birthed. And I actually just want to talk to you as an individual for a second. Like, forget about your soulmate for a second. Actually, don't, because they're important. But like, just talking to you, your destiny is to birth your creations, which is hard, right? It's easy to have ideas. It's easy to visualize. It's hard to birth them because the logistics of the physical world can be a pain in the ass sometimes. So sometimes like turning it from an idea to a physical creation, it's a headache. It tests our patience. It tests our perfectionism. It tests our insecurities. But the birthing of it all is your destiny, not just having the idea, but for it to be fully realized in the physical realm. So I hope you never feel like your ideas don't deserve to be birthed or don't deserve to be seen or shared, because they absolutely do. You're meant to create them. And I'm feeling like little burps coming up when I'm talking. So you're meant to express yourself. It's meant to come out of you. Yeah. I also feel like with the Empress here, you will feel the most beautiful when you're creating, because you'll feel the most beautiful when you're most authentic. And I hope you know that what you create is truly beautiful. So let's take a look at their energy now. I am noticing a common theme of butterflies. Maybe that's a moth, but a similar theme. I feel like in your case, butterflies and or moths represent creativity. I'm thinking of the butterfly opening their wings. It's like they're letting their beautiful colors be shown. They're allowing themselves to fly. So yeah, butterfly equals creativity for this group. There's a song by Jason Mraz called Butterfly, and I also feel like it's kind of suggestive. It's provocative, it gets the people going. I haven't listened to it in a long time. Oh my gosh, I just opened my phone because I was gonna look at the lyrics and it's 2:22 right now. Let me see what's going on with this song. Butterfly, Jason Mraz. It is released in 2008. I'm taking a moment just imagining that I'm dancing with you. Oh, this is more risque than I remember. I'm taking a moment just imagining that I'm dancing with you. I'm your pole and all you're wearing is your shoes. You got soul, you know what to do to turn me on until I write a song about you. And you have your own engaging style, and you've got the knack to vivify, and you make my slacks a little tight. You may unfasten them if you like, that's if you crash and spend the night. Basically, I'm not going to read the whole song because it's quite, I've already said some pretty risque stuff, but basically butterfly is a coochie. But creativity, okay? Butterfly, it's a side of creativity. Yeah. And you have it, and you're birthing it. Their journey starts with, almost seems like ignoring their creativity or holding back from it. So I feel like both of you are destined to do creative things in this lifetime, whether again that's making art or just bringing your original creative thinking into your respective fields. But I feel like at the beginning of your soulmate's journey, there's a lot of self-denial is how it's coming through. So this could play out in a couple of ways for them. It could be that they feel the urge to create, but they're ignoring it, or they just create things that are safe. So they are creating, but it's not really from their soul. Maybe it's something that's like more commercially viable, or maybe it's something that others expect of them. And, you know, sometimes we use our creative gifts for those purposes, to survive as a human and to get on in the physical realm. And there's nothing wrong with that, but there needs to be space for your soul's expression as well. And so that's what I think they may be ignoring at the start of their journey. They're just creating what is like safe and not really creating from the more chaotic, interesting word that just came up, the more chaotic passion of their soul. And I think when I say chaotic, I just mean it doesn't neatly fit into a box in the 3D realm. It cannot be defined by one genre or one style or one title. It's more like a rigid 3D person would be like, this is all over the place, but a soul-driven person would be like, oh my God, I love this. This is so freeing. So they're ignoring like their own creative freedom, it feels like, at the start of the journey. And the devil makes perfect sense here. Like there's something they're holding back on. I'm hearing, I used to be so free. So it's a freedom that they're trying to get back to, a freedom that they haven't had in a long time. But for some reason, they feel like they can't go back to it. That may be because of age, which is totally objectively false, because you can do whatever you want at any age. But a lot of us do fall into that trap in the 3D world of like, oh, I can't go back because I'm too old now, or like too much time has passed now. Or maybe their circumstances are different. They have different responsibilities. They have people depending on them. I can't just go back to my freedom and back to the way things were. I'm thinking of an artist who used to create whatever they want, and then they got signed to a big company. And it's like, now I have all these people counting on me to make money. So I can't just so easily go back to being free and doing what I want. They maybe feel a bit less independent in their decision to do so. Now I'm feeling that they mirror you, because I'm feeling this energy amongst you two of, deep down, I know what my future holds. Deep down, I know what my destiny is, but I'm so nervous that I don't know how to get there. Like, I don't even know how I would begin to change things in my life, to move in that direction. Or even if the universe did give me my destined opportunities, like I'm so scared that I won't be able to live up to them. What if I do free myself? What if I do get back to my life of freedom, creative freedom, but then my magic is gone and I can't create cool stuff like I did before? Or what if I free myself and then there's nothing there waiting for me? Like, what if it's a mistake? There's a friction between the soul that knows so well what direction to move in and the mind that is trying to convince you it's a mistake, or is trying to hold you back by bombarding you with questions like, yeah, but what if you're not good enough? But like, how is that gonna work? And maybe you don't have to know all of those things. You just have to know that your soul is pointing you in a certain direction and start moving in that direction. And this 3 of Wands looks very much like a chain reaction is happening. Somehow, I feel like this is the point that they meet you or become aware of you. And it's like, a chain reaction in their life. You are some kind of activator or catalyst in their life. Meeting you sets off a chain reaction because meeting you changes them, and then they start changing things in their life. I'm tasting rooibos tea right now. Could be significant for someone. A lovely decaf tea. Or like meeting you is the start of a succession of faded changes in their life, but they can kind of trace the changes back to you somehow. The 10 of Wands, I think, is definitely talking about overwhelm. Looking at this person crying, they're like, it's all too much, it's all too much. It's funny, like, there's really like strong mirroring patterns between the two of you, because your mind says, what if this is a mistake? What if I should go back to my old life? And the universe says, oops, well, too bad, because you can't now. Like, we're pushing you in this new direction, pushing you into the new life. It's your dreams are coming now, whether you like it or not, kind of energy. I think your creation, whatever it is you're creating here, it comes at the perfect time for them, where they're really stressed, and whatever it is you've created, whatever it is that you've put out into the world, whatever it is that you've sent their way, if you directly sent it or gave it to them, it's like the exact healing medicine that they needed in that moment. Maybe they were literally crying or just really upset, like nothing, like I don't feel inspired right now. Nothing's really lighting my fire right now. And then boom, your creation, your essence hits them at the perfect moment. Your energy finding them could literally be the answer to a question they've asked. How do I say that in a way that makes more sense? Like, imagine you're on the phone with a friend and you're just like crying to them, like, I don't feel inspired by anything right now. Like, I can't create anything. I don't know how to move forward. You get off the call, you like wipe your tears, and then you stumble across something that inspires you right in that moment. It's like the universe heard you and was like, oh, let me help you. And so in some way, it's almost like they're in, I don't want to say crisis, because I don't want you to worry about them. Well, maybe worry about them a little bit. You'll know the situation better than me. But it's almost like you heard their call and your energy appeared at the perfect moment. You have that kind of connection with each other, that sixth sense. Like, you know when you're supposed to show up in each other's lives. It does seem like you're moving towards them first, but it could be kind of in an indirect way. Like, you could be approaching them directly, but it could also be that you're just putting your energy out there. You're just putting something out there and they find it, and that leads them back to you. I don't necessarily feel the energy of any helping people in this scenario. You know, like someone's introducing you, someone's bringing you together, a mutual person. It feels like it's very much in your own hands. And self-expression is how you find each other and how you recognize each other. Is there anything else I want to say? I think we will go into the extended now. So we're gonna see what their experience of the connection has been so far. How have they been feeling? Any like dream signs, synchronicities they've been experiencing. We're gonna take a look at your guides and their guides, and maybe they're the same, and see how they communicate to you and how they communicate to them. We will answer a yes or no question of your choice, including the reason why. And we will look at significant time frames as well as significant places to be aware of when it comes to your journey to each other and your eventual union. So if that sounds good to you and you would like to join, join me. You would like to join me in the extended, that's going to be linked down below. It's available on a few different platforms, so you can choose whichever one works best for you. There's options to just watch this reading. There's also options to join a membership where you can see all of the extendeds every month. If you are considering one of the membership options, just make sure that you join the correct level and you know exactly what you're getting in each level. I'm very grateful to everyone who considers that option. And if you're gonna leave the reading here, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my Instagram, my memberships that I was just talking about, where you can see all of the extendeds every month. You can also see exclusive full-length pick a card readings there, and my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. If you live in Tokyo, you can come see me on February 15th at Womb. And yeah, I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and your soulmate, their higher self, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number twos. So if you guys chose the Squids, as well as the blue envelope and the Wee Moon Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So there's a lot of stuff that I want to share with you before we even get into the reading. I actually wrote down all of the stuff that was coming to me intuitively that I wanted to share with you. So perhaps this little beginning part is going to be an energy check for some of you to confirm that this is in fact your group. Before I came down here to film, I suddenly got the urge to spray perfume on myself, and it's one of my favorite perfumes. So immediately I was like, this smells lovely. And then I came down here, and because I hadn't been in this room in a while, when I walked in, I could smell pretty strongly the incense that I had been burning earlier. And then again, I was like, a lovely smell. So I wondered if for my group number twos, there is something pertaining to fragrance when it comes to your connection with your soulmate. So maybe they wear a fragrance that you really love, or vice versa. You may even pick up on like psychic smells pertaining to the connection, like you're suddenly smelling something and that's a message from your guides. I was also thinking of nostalgia through smell. So when you meet your soulmate, or when you did meet them, this could be a confirmation. There may have been some association with a smell that is very nostalgic, or there could be a particular smell that brings you back to vivid memories with them, or like it brings you right back to the day you first met kind of thing, because smell is a very powerful trigger of nostalgia. So that was one thing I wanted to share with you. And then also right before I started filming your group, out of nowhere, Raise Your Weapon by Deadmau5 came into my head, which I don't think that song specifically has to do with your reading. It is a banger though. But I have a memory from that song from my childhood that really sticks with me, and this will probably tell you something about my psyche. But I was in high school, and there was like some cool kids sitting near me, and this song was playing. And they were like, yo, this song is so good, like this song is sick, whatever, like what is this song? And I was like, oh, it's Raise Your Weapon by Deadmau5. And they were like, yo, thanks, like I'm gonna listen to it. And I remember feeling like so cool that I taught the cool kids about a really good song. So how that pertains to you, group 2, is that I wondered if something about your meeting your soulmate is like one of you asking a question and the other coming in to answer that question. Or one of you approaches the other with a question, and this is how you start a conversation between the two of you. In fact, for a few of you, it could even be that one of you already knows the answer to the question, but you're pretending you don't know to give you an excuse to talk to the other person. So, oh, and I just saw 333. So an example of this would be like, if I already know what time it is, but I want to talk to you, so I go up and I'm like, hey, do you know what time it is? Like that kind of vibe. And again, this could be a confirmation if you've already met someone and like, that's how you met. Also, when I was filming your intro, I saw 444. I wanted to mention that. And then the card you guys chose has the year 1996 on it. I don't know if you noticed this when you chose it, but that could be a significant year for someone, as well as the letter S could be significant and the number 19. Okay, I think that's everything I wanted to say to you. Also, something about a big city. Maybe someone's moving to a big city or moving away from a big city. Yeah, that's the end of that message. So let's get into your letters. Like we talked about a little bit in the intro, there's going to be this letter that is channeled from you to them, and this letter which is like their reply to you. Just saw 444 again. You can think of these as letters between your 3D selves or letters between your higher selves, if that makes more sense to you and feels right for you. But if the content of these letters is ringing a bell for you and it does resonate, then that will be your sign that you found your group. If you don't really see your or your soulmate's energy in these letters, don't force it. That's totally fine. There may be a different group for you here today, or this may just not be your reading today. But without further ado, let's read the letter. So this is your letter to your soulmate. Hello, my love. I just wanted to tell you that I'm thinking of you and I miss you a lot. I don't mean to rush you or pressure you or anything like that, but sometimes I wonder if maybe you got lost, or maybe you are feeling a bit lost mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Whatever it may be, something feels different between us, and I just want you to know I'm always here for you. That will never change. My feelings for you will never fade. You don't have to go through anything alone. You are always in my heart. The feeling with this letter was that you are feeling some distance between you and your soulmate. And I think that this can apply whether or not you have met in the 3D yet. Of course, if you are in each other's lives in the 3D, then perhaps you're feeling that maybe they've been a bit distant or like pulled away from you, or you're just not seeing them as much as you would like to. Even if you haven't met yet, some of you may be feeling like their energy is not as present, or the energy that you're picking up from them just feels different. And the main sentiment that was really coming through in this letter is like, hi soulmate, I miss you. And if you really do want or need to be alone right now, I totally respect that. I just hope that you don't think you have to go through anything alone. And as long as you know that I'm always here and I'm always thinking of you, like I will always be here for you and that will never change, then we're good. I just want you to know that. I just want you to know that someone's here missing you and thinking of you. I don't want that truth to pressure you at all, but my love is always here for you. Like that was kind of the vibe. And then their reply, hello, my dear. I thought it was cute that there was like my love and my dear, and you both have like hearts. It's nice to hear from you. Yes, sometimes I do feel lost in life. But I was born around the same time as you on the same planet, so I can't be that lost, can I? Winky face. In all seriousness, I do believe there is a greater spiritual purpose to all that is unfolding right now. I think I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Not sure why yet, but these things reveal themselves eventually. That being said, I know you want to take care of me, and I want to let you. I know I need to get better at letting others in. Thinking of you always, my dear. So I did feel a bit of distance in their letter, but also a self-awareness about it. So it did seem like they are the type of person to brush off what they are going through with humor. Like there was a couple parts in the letter that seem like they're being funny or they're making light of something, but at the same time, it's like they're aware that they're doing this. So maybe your soulmate is actually actively in the process of breaking a pattern right now, where they can kind of call out their own behavior and then be like, no, but for real though, I know I do need to be more vulnerable and let others in. And it's like, I see you making an effort to care for me. I see you making an effort to be here. And I appreciate that. And I actually really do want to let you in. And I know that that's something I need to work on. So it's almost like them saying what you're observing is correct. And I'm aware of it too. And I'm actively working on it. And also there's a sentiment in here of, sometimes this life is confusing and sometimes I feel lost in it. But if you're in my life, I obviously can't be that lost because I found you. I found you in this lifetime. I found you on this planet. And that means that I'm doing something right. So even though they kind of said it in a jokey way in the letter, I do think it revealed a deeper, like heartful, if that's the word. I don't know. They meant it from their heart is what I'm trying to say. A deeper sentiment from the heart that they truly meant. So if these letters resonate with you, then congratulations, you have found your group. And let's get into where are they? Oh. Okay, so here are some tarot and oracle cards to represent the current situation between the two of you. We have these cards to represent you, these cards to represent your soulmate, and these cards will represent the energy of the connection. So basically the current energies between the two of you. And by the way, if you feel like the energies are flipped around, that's totally fine. So if you feel like the you in this reading is actually your soulmate and the them in this reading is actually you, it's totally fine to reverse the roles. So for you, we have the Hanged Man, and we have Synchronicity. Didn't I see 333 in this reading? Definitely saw 444. Oh my gosh, and the Hanged Man, it's card number 12. So in numerology, if you reduce 12, 1 and 2, it makes 3. So repeating threes could be significant, but that's a lot of synchronicity going on. Okay, for your soulmate, we have Temperance. And we have Twin Rose with the number 13. And for the energies between the two of you, we have the Hierophant, Spirituality and Knowledge. And we have Air, Open-mindedness, Objectivity, and Learning. Okay, I actually want to start by talking a little bit about the energy between the two of you. I feel like both of you, how do I say it? It's like you're strongly opinionated without being stubborn about it. As in, I have these opinions and I can share my opinions with conviction, but I'm always open to receiving new information that could change my mind. Like I'm open to seeing a new way of thinking. I'm open to being convinced otherwise. I feel like these two energies balance each other out very well because the Hierophant does feel like someone who's really firm in their values and their opinions and their worldviews and doesn't really budge on that. But then Air does add a level of flexibility and adaptability. So I would bet that between you and your soulmate, there's a lot of things that you disagree on. And I think that that comes from maybe like a different upbringing. Maybe you grew up in different cultures, or you just had like very different families or different experiences growing up. I was just talking about that story about me with like the cool kids in high school. Maybe one of you grew up as a cool kid and one of you grew up as a not so cool kid, and that shaped your worldview to be very different. Maybe one of you grew up with privileges that the other didn't have, and vice versa. You know, there's a lot of things obviously that shape your worldviews. I don't need to tell you about that. But it's when you are confronted with these disagreements between the two of you, it feels less like something that turns into an argument and more of like a, oh wow, like I never saw the world that way. I was so sure the world was this one way, but now hearing your experience and hearing your perspective on things, it really shows me that it's not so black and white. Like, thank you for opening my mind. So it's like the disagreements in your worldviews actually help to open each other's minds and hold more like nuance in the way you view the world, rather than it becoming this fight of like, no, my view is right. No, my view is right. And I don't know, I just think that's really nice. I think that as your relationship grows, you will each grow a tremendous respect for each other and be able to solve any problems or resolve any conflicts with relative ease. This is how it's coming through. I think both of you are highly intelligent, and one of the things that may be the most attractive to you when you first meet is like your intellectual compatibility and the thought-provoking conversations that you have. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if one or both of you actually could find it kind of boring to have a conversation with someone who just agrees with every single thing you're saying. It's kind of like, do you want to challenge me? Do you want to like expand on that? So I could see your first date or your first time hanging out lasting a very long time because you're just so deep in the conversation. And it's also like it shows that you're actively listening to each other, you know? It's not like you're asking a question just to ask a question. I actually want to hear your answer and digest it and be like, oh, what makes you think that way? Or asking follow-up questions rather than asking the usual, like you could ask the usual small talk questions, but because you expand on the topic so much, it's not boring. I feel like you just have really wonderful conversations together, or you will if this is someone you haven't met yet. And I really do think that probably one of the biggest things you like agreed to in this lifetime is to nurture each other's personal growth. I think you really do bring out the best in each other. You do some of your best work when you are together in your lifetimes. It almost feels like, this is weird, but it's like your soulmates are like peers who respect each other a lot. Did I say your soulmates? I meant like your souls. Your souls are peers who, I mean, your soulmates are kind of like peers if you think about them like classmates. But anyway, that's besides the point. I just think that you have a great respect for each other. I think that both of you have souls that are kind of like not serious, but because I'm not trying to say that you lack playfulness, but that you really take the work that you're doing here seriously in your incarnations, and like you're ready to rise to the challenge and get the most growth out of your lifetime as possible. And because you both kind of have that weird way to put it, but work ethic, that's kind of a weird wording, but you both have that like motivation to do really well. You do well in your incarnations together is really what I want to say. And let's get into your individual sides. So on your side, we have the Hanged Man and we have Synchronicity. These two energies together tell a pretty clear story that you are likely seeing a lot of signs and synchronicities, but with not much happening. That's one way I can interpret this. Like, my guides keep showing me the same thing, but nothing's happening. Or my guides and my higher self keep telling me what I need to do, and I hear them, but I just don't know how to do that yet, or I don't know if I'm ready to do that yet. And so you know, the Hanged Man. Oh, this Hanged Man is interesting because in many Hanged Man cards, we see them hanging upside down and they're actually tied to the branch by their ankle. So they actually cannot move unless somebody comes and cuts them free. However, the Hanged Man that is you're actually holding on to the branch. So if you want to be freed, you just have to let go of the branch. I wonder if there's something in your life that you have the power to free yourself from if you just let go of it, but you wait for someone else to come and cut you free. Maybe a part of you feels like you need permission to let go, but actually you can let go whenever you want. I was gonna say whenever the hell you want. So maybe there's a strong emotion behind it. It's, okay, energetically, it's like you're on a phone call with someone and you really want to get out of the phone call, but instead of just saying, hey, I have to go now, or like, hey, I'm gonna go now. It doesn't even have to be that you have to. You can just say, I'm gonna go now. You're like waiting for the other person to end the phone call and say like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed now. And then you're like, oh, finally, okay, good night, bye. So there's something going on like that in your life. Something you want to walk away from, something you want to put an end to, but maybe you're not giving yourself permission to be the one to initiate that ending. And your guides are giving you signs. Okay, this might be one of those situations where your guides' signs are actually urging you to act, but you may be perceiving the signs as, oh, they're saying this is going to happen. So, for example, if your guides keep showing you the words like change, big changes, and you're like, my guides are saying change is coming, but nothing's happening. And it's actually, your guides are asking you to change. That's why they keep showing you the word change. So there's something you have the power to change if you just let go of the branch and free yourself. And you don't need anyone's permission to do it. Giving yourself permission to do what you need or want to do could be as easy as a mindset shift. For some of you, it could be some more serious shadow work. Like I know there's a lot of things that I haven't given myself permission to do because some wounded part of me genuinely thought like I'm not allowed to give myself permission. It must be authorized by someone else. And sometimes there's like an emotional blockage there. So, but I think your guides are trying to tell you there's something you can give yourself permission to do, especially walking away from or letting go of something that you don't want to do anymore. On your soulmate side, we have Temperance and Twin Rose. So the first thing I noticed in this card was, you know, if I'm thinking of this side as you, and this side is them, it looks like they are wanting to lean on you right now. It looks like you're the one who's standing tall and they're the one who wants to be vulnerable. It literally looks like they're leaning on your shoulder. And that actually matches very well with what they said in their letter. I know you want to take care of me and I want to let you. I think they actually really do want to lean on you and be snuggled by you, be comforted by you. But Temperance does represent self-restraint, holding back. Temperance energy, it shows me someone who is mature, balanced, who is like healthy and thriving. It can also show me someone who is the bigger person, someone who has transcended struggles. And I feel like that's how they want to show themselves. Now, I do believe they are a mature and healthy person because they're actively working on themselves and working on their healing. But I still feel like there's a part of them that tries to appear as like strong and I don't need help, especially the way the Temperance person is turned away. I saw 2244 just now. The way the Temperance person is turned away, they're wanting to lean on you, but speaking of giving ourselves permission, it's like they want to be softer and more vulnerable, but it's hard for them to give themselves permission to do that. And again, for them as well, it could be as easy as just a mindset shift, or there could be some deeper shadow work that needs to be done. There may be a lot of negative connotations in their subconscious that are associated with like leaning on someone, you know, like it means I'm weak, or if I lean on someone, they can take advantage of my vulnerability, or, you know, there may be different reasons, and I'm not sure what it is for them, if it's just really like a change in perspective, or if it's more like, oh, we need to do some healing to be able to be softer and open up and lean on others. But they're kind of in the in-between stage of healing, which I just went through this a few months ago, where it's like the new you and the old you are existing at the same time. And it's quite overwhelming. The new you hasn't completely emerged yet, and the old you hasn't completely stepped back yet. And so like both programs are running at the same time. And I feel that with your soulmate, like there's the healed version of them that's like trying to lean on you and show their vulnerable side, and then there's still the old programming. But I feel like it's just noise, you know? An analogy that I think I've used before is like when you turn off a stove, it doesn't cool down right away. There's still some residual heat. So it's like they've turned off the stove, which is like their old programming, but it's still hot. And I think it just takes some time for the noise of their old programming to quiet down. Yeah. I do find it interesting that you're the Hanged Man and they're Temperance, and there's only one card, like in the series of major arcana, there's only one card in between these two, and it's Death. So what exists between the two of you is transformation and release. And I feel like both of you are in the process of doing just that. You're both releasing some old programming, and I think both of you are releasing some need to appear strong. They seem to be worried that opening up and being vulnerable is a sign of weakness. I wonder if there's a part of you that feels like letting go or quitting or walking away is a sign of weakness. Or like, there's something that I want to do to free myself, but I feel like I'm not allowed to. And I feel like that narrative exists on both of your ends, but maybe just in different ways. So let's look at your journeys together. For your journey, I'm going to use the deck that you chose, which is the VIMEO Tarot. Let's take a look at group number 2's journey. We have the 5 of Air. The keyword is inspiration, but I actually read it as imperfection at first, so I am going to make a note of that. Something or someone can be imperfect and still make a powerful impact. In fact, sometimes things that are imperfect resonate more. Perfection is not inspiring. Perfection is not relatable. Perfection does not move us from within. I also have a cup of coffee beside me. I didn't drink it yet, but it's just like sitting there and I can smell it. And that smells very nice too. There's a lot of just pleasant smells going on for my group 2s. We have restorative justice, mending the web. we have the 10 of Earth, Mother Earth. So in traditional tarot, I believe these would be 5 of Swords, Justice, and 10 of Pentacles, but they do seem to be slightly different in meaning, so I'll keep that in mind. Speaking of, we had 1996 on the first card in the intro. Here we have 2019, 2001, and 2007. They're like written really small here. So those years could also be significant. The letter M as well. Okay, let's pull some cards to represent your soulmate's journey. We have the High Priestess. We have the 9 of Wands. And we have Justice. So both of you have the Justice card in your journey. Finally, just one more deck. We're going to pull a card for the middle, and that's going to represent the energy of your union. Nine of Swords. Okay, this just came out in the 2026 career reading as a blessing card, but it made sense. By the way, if you haven't checked those out yet, there's general predictions, love life, and career readings all for the year of 2026. But this card is so fresh in my mind because it came out for one of the group's like biggest blessings of the year. And we were talking about like a nervous system being calmed and regulated, because I guess the more traditional meaning of the 9 of Swords is like, oh my gosh, I'm so anxious and I'm overthinking everything. But when this is coming out in the position of a spread that is inherently positive, I often think of it as like someone's anxieties being healed or someone's nervous system being regulated, which the process of getting there can be uncomfortable, but I think that that's something you're both going to work on together. I wonder if it does seem like both of you have had quite different life journeys up until now, different upbringings and different experiences. And maybe on the surface, someone would look at both of your journeys and be like, oh, you wouldn't understand each other. But I think you can actually relate to each other very deeply, because even though your experiences might be different, I feel like in some way you deal with the same fears. You maybe share the same insecurities and you're kind of on the same healing journey together. And the more you learn about each other's life story, even if like the physical events are different, you can kind of see the common mental and emotional thread that goes through them and see how energetically actually your experiences were quite similar. And you coming into each other's lives, you can facilitate each other's healing on a deep level. In the early stages of your relationship, there may be a dynamic where you kind of overthink your words and actions with each other, but I don't think that that actually comes from the dynamic between the two of you. And I think it's more like past wounds that have carried over into this current relationship. So, for example, if you're feeling like, I want to open up to them, but I'm scared, that's not actually because they make you scared to open up, but it's because in the past you've opened up to someone else and they shut you down, or they told your secret to others, or they held some of your vulnerability against you, or something like that. And so there may be some dynamics of this relationship at first that are like bringing up old wounds that make your nervous system feel kind of anxious. But they're coming up because it's an opportunity to now work through them in a safe and healthy dynamic. So throughout your relationship, there may be like mental, emotional, spiritual triggers that come up, but then they're worked through together and you're able to release them and move forward with more peace. So this is like an incredible blessing and opportunity for healing and genuinely becoming like calm, centered, self-assured individuals who calm and soothe and heal each other. And it makes sense because we're talking about like both of you are highly intelligent and you probably have like very active minds. And I feel like having a very active mind can be a blessing and a curse. And sometimes our mind can like hurt us with all of the scenarios it makes up and all of the ways it likes to worry. And so I do feel like those things will come to the surface in this relationship, but like it's not the relationship that's causing it, if that makes sense. It's just highlighting where you have an opportunity to heal. So let's look at your journey first. We were talking about inspiration. We were also talking about imperfection and talking about, I think there's some part of your journey that's like allowing your imperfections to be seen and to actually be proud of them. So you're not saying like, here's me, or like, here's my work, or here's my creations, and like, oh, there's some mistakes in it, but just ignore those. There's some mistakes in it, I'm sorry, but I hope it's good enough. Not like that. You're actually saying, here I am in all of my imperfect glory. Behold me, I am beautiful. It's like more that kind of vibe because you're human. And the things, imperfect is not even the right word because you are perfect as you are. You're perfect with your imperfections. And so this could have to do with like accepting yourself as you are and then like allowing yourself to be fully seen and loved by others. It could also be pertaining to something you create. I don't know, just looking at this person, sorry, my hair fell on the table. Looking at this person playing an instrument, it is giving me the feeling of like allowing your ideas to be created and to be shared, even if they're not perfect. I feel like there was something in a previous reading about this? I mean, it is a theme that we do touch on sometimes, so I wouldn't be surprised, but perhaps this message has been following you around. There are certain opportunities and certain blessings that you deserve, but I'm hearing like you have to meet them halfway. So I'm seeing the scenario of an opportunity coming knocking at your door and it's like, hey, take me. And you're like, no. The opportunity is not going to chase you because that's one-sided. Like, no, wait, come back, take me. No. You have to meet the opportunity in the middle. I wonder if the universe is like prepping you for something right now. An opportunity is coming your way and you deserve it. And you don't have to be perfect. And you're not expected to be perfect. I feel like you set the bar really, really high for yourself. Like, the opportunity asks this of you. You're setting the bar here, and you perceive yourself to be like here, but you're actually right in line with what the opportunity is asking of you. And I'm not saying to like change your nature and don't pay attention to detail and don't be a perfectionist, because I do think that striving to make yourself or your craft the best it can be, it is a good trait. But if it reaches the point where you're like, I am unfit for anything, I am unfit to be seen, if it stops you from accepting blessings and accepting opportunities, then yes, it does become a problem. And I feel like the universe is saying this because there's an opportunity coming to you soon, and the universe really, really wants you to know that yes, you are worthy of it. When I see the Justice card, I know that you are deserving and that you are the most logical fit for something. Like it only makes sense that you would receive this blessing. It's not like you got lucky. It's not like it's a miracle or something. It's like, of course, you are fit for this. You are a vibrational match, if you will. Of course you would be chosen. Of course you would be selected. And I wonder if some of you are about to get really blessed in your career or receive some kind of career opportunity that sets you up for a long time. Because the 10 of Pentacles, it is abundance and prosperity, but in the long term. Some of you may even be achieving a goal, finally, that you have been working towards for years. So your journey looks like embracing your imperfections and letting your ideas be seen and heard and received anyway, even if they're imperfect, even if they're kind of like half-baked, even if something is still a work in progress, just letting it be seen, because that's enough to bring you the opportunities that you need and deserve and are like in a vibrational alignment with. And there's some new connections that you're making that somehow tie into this soulmate relationship. So if you haven't met this person yet, the new people that you're meeting around this time of your life, like as your circle expands, eventually the gravity, it's like your circle is expanding and it develops like a gravitational pull. And you're like pulling them in because of the new people you're meeting, fewer degrees of separation, and then you're finally introduced to them or you finally meet them. For some of you, it may even be a situation where you meet each other and then you realize after the fact that you have mutual people in your life. So it doesn't necessarily have to be that like a mutual friend introduces you, but you could literally just meet each other and then be like, wait a minute, you know so-and-so? Like, oh my gosh, it's a small world. And yeah, I am seeing this scenario of one of you like walking up to the other or just like striking up a conversation with the other. Maybe looking for an excuse to talk to that person. I'm also seeing in my mind's eye, like, I don't even know if this is a thing anymore, but back in the day when we would talk on like MSN, I remember like I would have crushes on people, and when you saw that they were online, you're like, oh my gosh, I have to talk to them, they're online. And then when you saw that they weren't online, you were like really bummed. But I guess people are just always online now. I guess like on Instagram, you can see if someone's currently active on the app, but there may be something like that where you see they're online and it makes you happy, or vice versa. But it does seem like you're just approaching each other. One of you is approaching the other, but there are mutual people in your circle, or there will be, especially as you start to take more opportunities and meet more people. Yes, this is interesting. And I feel like they will come into your life at a time where you are starting to get really serious about your goals and like building the foundations for them to last a long time. I feel like you're building something. You are building something that is not just about following the fleeting trends of the moment. It's something that will be timeless and something that will last for years. So for example, you're not gonna like get a job because, oh, that job is in really high demand right now. Or like, you should create this because this is really trending right now. You're not following the trends and the whims of the moment. You're not following temporary things. You're building something that's gonna be timeless, and you're really taking your time. And it's around the same time that you start to get serious about that I think your soulmate's gonna come into your life or come back into your life. I think you'll feel them before they come in, but it's not like you're expecting and waiting for them. You're just like, yeah, they're coming soon. Keep doing what you're doing. It's just like a quiet knowing that doesn't really need to be acted on. But I don't know, this moon here, it made me feel like you can feel it in your heart. Okay. So on your soulmate side, we have the High Priestess, we have the Nine of Wands, and we have Justice as well. So I do think that both of you have a little bit of a skewed self-perception, in the sense that I think you both tend to be kind of hard on yourselves, and there are opportunities coming your way that you really do deserve and you really are a match for, but there's like a part of you that kind of doubts it. And I think that for both of you, the key to coming into union lies in like starting to accept these opportunities. And I'm hearing it's because that's how you advance the plot like of your life. If you just stay in your current comfort zone doing the same things, it's hard for the universe to advance the plot. And this might especially be the case for you because you are coming through in a Hanged Man energy. So I feel like your guides are saying we need to do something to kind of spice things up, move things around, get the plot going. And that might require stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit. And I do think that your soulmate needs to do that as well. There's a feeling of like so close but so far away. I just heard that, and I don't know if that's like talking about you guys, like you're so close to each other yet so far away. I also feel like there's something they've been wanting for a long time, but now that it actually seems like it's going to manifest, they may be getting cold feet. Those kind of like last minute nerves could be skewing their perception. So just one example coming to my mind is, let's say someone wants to be a singer. They want to sing in front of big crowds. Their dream is like, I'm going to fill these arenas. And then they get an opportunity to sing in front of people, but a couple days before, they're so nervous that their brain starts to trick them. Or like, I don't really want this. I can just stay home. I can just stay in bed. Why was I pursuing this in the first place when I can just stay in bed? It's not so bad in here. Like, brain is very good at tricking you back into your comfort zone, and you have to really push to get out of it sometimes. So just looking at this praying hands and the Nine of Wands having this connotation of like, you're very close, you're very close to the finish line. You're very close to getting what you want. I feel like they've been praying for things, and now that those things are actually here or showing signs of arriving, they're getting kind of scared. This may pertain to you depending on like if you've met this person yet or not, where it's like they were praying and praying to meet their soulmate, but then when they actually met you, they were like, oh shit, now I have to like do stuff. Now I have to like show up in front of this human and be seen by this whole person standing in front of me. This is a bit more scary than when I was just daydreaming in my head. So it's kind of this feeling of shit is getting real now, and you don't have to feel ready, but also you can go for it before you feel ready. And often that's how you become ready, by just doing it and figuring it out in real time. I was gonna say too, with the High Priestess, I feel like they've kind of always known of you. So maybe this is someone who's always believed in soulmates, or always felt like there's someone out there for them. I do feel like you're gonna feel really familiar to them, and that might be something that freaks them out as well. Yeah, it's almost like they've been praying for this future for so long, and now that it's here, they're freaked out. Like, wait, it's actually happening? Wait, it's actually here? I thought we were just playing around, like, say psych. You know, it's when it's real in the 3D, it's a lot scarier because things can go wrong and things can get messed up. And when it's just in your head, it can go however you want. So, but I mean, it's a lot more fulfilling and impactful when it's like here in the physical realm. So I feel like we see kind of the dance between the new version of them and the old version of them, where the new version of them is ready to open up and receive life, receive you, receive this love, receive this connection. And the old version is kind of like closed off and staying in their comfort zone and kind of scared of things becoming real in their life. So I can see how both of you kind of have like your fears and insecurities that are holding you back. And I do think that at times the dynamic between the two of you will kind of push on those buttons, and you'll see your fears and insecurities coming to the surface, but it's within a safe dynamic. It's within a space where you can help each other heal. Did you hear her little toots? Yeah, so this is everything that I'm seeing for you. We're gonna go into the extended now, and we're going to see what your soulmate's experience of this connection has been so far. What have their feelings been? Have there been any significant signs, synchronicities, dreams, experiences of theirs? We will take a look at your guides and their guides. They may actually be the same beings, and how they communicate with you and how they communicate with them. We will answer any yes or no question of your choice and why. And finally, we'll see any significant time frames or significant places to be aware of when it comes to your journey to each other and your union. So if that sounds good to you and you would like to join me in the extended, that's going to be linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. It's available on a few different platforms. You can choose whichever one works best for you. There's options to watch just this reading. There's options to join a membership where you can watch all of the extendeds that go up every month. If you are considering one of the membership options, just make sure that you know exactly which membership level you're joining and exactly what you will get there. But I'm super grateful to everyone who considers that option. And if you're going to leave the reading here, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my Instagram, my memberships, which I was just talking about. You can watch all of the extendeds every month, and you can also watch exclusive full-length pick a card readings there. And I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Also, if you happen to be in Tokyo on February 15th, you can come see me at Womb in Shibuya. And yeah, thank you so much for being here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, your soulmate, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number threes. So if you guys chose the little froggies sitting on a bench, they're so cute, and the pink envelope and the rainbow heart tarot, this is going to be your reading. So the first thing that we need to do is read the channeled letters. Like I mentioned in the intro, this is going to be like an exchange between you and your soulmate. You can think of this as channeled from your 3D selves or channeled from your higher selves, whichever one feels right for you. But we are going to start with this letter from you to them, and then we are going to read their response. So if the content of these letters does resonate with you and feel like your energy, then that will be your sign that you found your group. If you don't really see yourself in these letters, don't force it. There may be another group that has a message for you, or this may just not be your reading today. But without further ado, let's read the first letter. So this is a letter from you to them. I just saw 111, by the way. And I want to mention, this is the only group where both letters have like dear blank, like you're properly addressing each other by name. So I don't know if that's like a hint that you know each other, or you just adhere to formal letter writing conventions, because the other groups were just like, hey, or use some kind of name like my love, or, you know, but these ones you properly address by name. So I thought that was interesting. Okay, anyway. Dear, their name. It's been a while. I hope you're healthy and happy. I don't really know why I'm writing you. I couldn't think of what to say, and yet I found myself wanting to reach out. I guess I don't need to say anything other than the truth, which is that I love you and want you close. Something pulls me toward you no matter what I do. Nothing can distract me from it. I'm keeping busy, focused on the road ahead, but there you always are. It's like your existence is woven into me. I wonder if you're pulled to me as well. I feel you so close, but I want to see you now. So a few things that stood out to me from this letter is it's been a while. That also made me think that maybe a lot of my group number 3s, you do know each other already, and maybe you haven't spoken in a while, or you haven't seen each other in a while. If you are like 100% certain that your soulmate is not someone you have met yet in this lifetime, then this could also be a hint that you've maybe had your recent previous lifetimes apart from each other, and this lifetime is kind of like a reunion after a while. And when I was writing, I hope you're healthy and happy, I was specifically thinking about the weather. Like, for example, where I am right now, it's getting pretty cold, at least for Tokyo standards, like it's going below freezing at night. And so I was thinking of someone being like, you know, it's getting cold. I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're healthy. Like, don't catch a cold. I don't know what the weather's like where you are, or even what time of the year you're watching this, but there was some kind of like weather connotation there. I don't know. And then here, there is definitely a feeling of you being like, even when I don't have a specific reason to write you, even when I don't have like a specific thing to say, I just want to reach out. I just want to be connected with you. And maybe that's something you've experienced before, where you're like, I just want to message you even though I don't have anything to say. Like, I just want to be connected to you. I just want to hear your voice, or I just want to receive your message. It's nothing in particular, but if it really comes down to the truth in my heart, I guess I just want to tell you that I love you. I guess I just want to tell you that I want you close to me. So there is a feeling of like physical distance for sure coming through in this letter. There's also a feeling of you trying to keep busy. I actually do think that you have some important things in the road ahead, some things that require a lot of consideration. You may be using a lot of brain power or a lot of emotional power right now towards making decisions for you and the people around you, and like what this next chapter of your life is going to look like. And it's like, even though my mind is so full with the considerations in front of me, I find that your energy is just always there. I'm never actually like distracted from you. Even if I'm not actively thinking about you, you're just always right there in my psyche, in my periphery. It's like your existence is woven into me. And I wrote I think first, but then that felt too bold, so I switched it to I wonder. So you maybe feel that this pull is mutual, like you feel yourself pulled to them and you think they feel pulled to you too, but it's like you didn't want to be too forward about it, so you change it to I wonder. That was kind of the vibe. Like, I wonder if you feel it too. Yeah, so that was your letter. If that sounds like something you would say to them, then stick around, because now we're going to read their letter from them to you. I just saw 555. And I did want to mention that when I wrote their letter, I had a little bit of tears. It wasn't like a full-on cry, but I was definitely tearing up, especially towards the second half of the letter. I don't even remember what it says because I wrote these yesterday. I just remember that I had some tears coming up. So let's see. Dear blank, your name. You don't have to explain yourself. Even when you can't find the words to say, your presence is a gift to me. You could mail me a blank paper and I would treasure it till the end of time. Of course, my dear, I am pulled to you as well. I have always loved you and always will. That is the only truth that matters, and I no longer fight it. No matter what may happen, loving you has brought deeper meaning to my life and shown me colors throughout this beautiful world that I couldn't see before. Yes, we are woven together, but always free to travel and explore this wondrous universe. Yours for eons to come, their name. This one for sure felt like a message from their higher self, or at the very least, a hybrid perhaps between their human self and their higher self. And I feel like it was a huge confirmation that what you're experiencing, like the pull you're experiencing, they feel it too. And this is why they say you don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to say anything. Like, I get it. I also just want to reach out to you and feel close to you, even when there's nothing specific going on. Just being in your presence is a gift. And this obviously felt like a huge confirmation. It's like your existence is woven into me. Yes, we are woven together. That certainty just really came across as like a soul speaking rather than a human. Like, yes, we do have a soul connection, but we're always free to travel and explore this wondrous universe. And I feel like that was them saying, don't feel obliged to do anything towards me or show up in a certain way. We are always free. We always have free will. We're going to be together until the end of time, for eons to come. So you explore your lifetimes and explore the worlds that you incarnate in as you see fit. And I'm supporting you and I love you and I always will. That was the feeling. They're also, I feel like they are the only one that signed off on the letter out of all the groups today. The other ones I just kind of stopped writing. So very formal letter writing. We love to see it. Okay, so hopefully by now you're kind of getting a sense if this is your connection. We are gonna do a little look at the current energies with some tarot and oracle cards. We just did this letter section of the reading. Now we're going to do a good old you versus them versus the connection. We're going to look at your journey to this connection or to this union, their journey, and your meeting point in the middle, like the energy of your union. And we're also going to get some advice from your guides for you right now. There's also going to be an extended reading today where we're going to look into their experience of the connection so far. So their feelings, any particular dreams, signs, synchronicities, any experiences that they've been having pertaining to the connection with you. We're also going to take a look at your guides and their guides. They could be the same beings, and see how they communicate to you and how they communicate to them. Then we will answer any yes or no question on your mind, including the reason why, the context behind it, And finally, we will see any significant time frames and significant places in this journey, and possibly times and places pertaining to your union. So that's going to be how the reading goes today. Thank you so much for being here, and let's get into the current energies. So we have these cards to represent you, these cards to represent them. These cards in the middle will be the energy between you, the overall energy of the connection. If you are listening to this part and you feel like it's flipped, so the you in this reading sounds more like your soulmate and the them sounds more like you, that is totally fine. So yeah, claim it however it resonates for you. So for your energy, we have the Hermit, and we have If the Shoe Fits. For their energy, we have the Sun, 1122, as I'm holding up this card. We have Mirrors. Something weird just happened because I saw 1122 and then I was thinking of the date November 22nd because that's like 1122, and my brain was like, oh, that's cool because November is soon. Like, no, it's not. I'm filming this in January. So it's like my brain did a weird time warp. Maybe my group 3 is watching this. Your perception of time is getting kind of wonky. Like a year will feel like 2 months, and then a week will feel like 3 months. Yeah, that was super weird. It's not even remotely November, although that could be a significant date. Actually, I think in Japan, that's like a good day to get married, because the way you say like 1122, or one of the ways you can say it, it sounds like you're saying good married couple. It's hard to explain, but apparently it's an auspicious day for marriage. Anyway, the energy between the two of you, we have the 8 of Wands, alignment and progress. And we have Pluto, transform. Okay, that's very exciting, because alignment and progress definitely means that both of you are on the right path within your individual journeys and within your journey to each other. A big thing for me with the 8 of Wands is I often think of communication coming in, communication becoming more frequent or faster, the communication between people gaining momentum. So if this is someone you're not in communication with right now, it's probably not going to be that way for much longer. I would be really surprised if you don't hear from them soon, or if they don't like step into your life very soon. And Pluto with transform, it's definitely, I just heard hard launch. Like what I heard is the hard launch of a new era. So there's a new era beginning within this connection, and there's no way that you could regress back. Maybe you and this person, or on your journey, you felt like you've had some false starts. Like, oh, this is it. I'm breaking free from old patterns. Never mind, I regress back into them. Or like, oh, I think I'm finally healing. Never mind, no, I'm not. I think I'm finally having my breakthrough to success. Oh, no, I'm not. You've maybe had a lot of moments like this in your journey overall, or within this connection. Yeah, like false starts, I want to say. But when Pluto transforms, there is no going back. There is a feeling of like finality with it. At least that's how I feel it. It's like a very intense, clear-cut transformation. Like we're in a new era, we're not going back. I just heard like we're committing to this new era. So I think both of you are committing to, I'm going to make this next phase of my life different than the last one, because I refuse to go back to how something once was, or like I refuse to go back to my own old ways of thinking or my old patterns. Like I want to change. And I feel like there's this, why do I want to say cosmic something? I don't know. There's something happening where both of you are in this energy at the same time, where you both want to change, you both want a new era, and you're both optimistic about it at the same time. For some reason, I wanted to say like this is a rare cosmic event. So maybe your energy's been kind of missing each other for a long time, where like you're in an energy of change and then they're stagnating, or they're in an energy of change and then you're stagnating, or you want to change but you're pessimistic about it. And it's like, this is like you're finally lined up where you're both excited to change and feeling optimistic about what the future can hold. So I feel really excited for both of you as individuals, and I feel excited for what that means for this connection. So funny, because the two like angel numbers I saw in this reading are 111 and 555, which literally if you put those together, it's like new beginnings and change. And then I just looked up at the camera timer and saw 1551. So we have the numbers 1 and 5 again, and they're also mirroring each other. So that is a huge confirmation that you're both like energetically at the same place at the same time right now. And your energy can feed off of each other. Your optimism will feed off of each other. And speaking of which, you could very well be literally in the same place at the same time very soon. Because I'm just getting that feeling like there's going to be communication soon. You're going to be in each other's presence soon. And that's so sweet, because like if you resonated with this letter, it's like, I know you've felt them close for a long time, but now you want to see them. Like you want them in front of you. I want to also draw attention to the light and the fire that is in both of these cards. Your light is like a flame that you're holding in your hands. So it feels like an inner compass. It feels like a quiet inner knowing, whereas their light is in the sky. They don't have to tune inward to find the light, because it's all over. I did wonder if in a way like this is the same light, like the light that exists inside of you lights up their whole world or something. The clarity that you've found within you appears in their world and in their 3D experience as well. I am noticing too that you are coming across as an old person and they're coming across as a child. This could be speaking to like the level of advancement of your souls or something like that. Or maybe one of you is just more introverted and one of you is more extroverted. If we disregard the ages of these people and just going off like the energy of the cards, the Hermit's more of an introvert, the Sun's more of an extrovert, the Hermit's a bit more serious, the Sun's a bit more playful. Now I'm thinking of Sims because you can like adjust. I haven't played the more recent versions. I think I stopped playing around Sims 3. But I remember there was like a meter and you could choose if you wanted them to be like serious or playful. I never liked, also you could choose their zodiac signs, but then when you chose them, it would like automatically assign attributes to them. And I didn't like the Aries one. I remember that because I would make myself an Aries, and I'm like, it would always say that I'm mean, I think, which like, I don't know, maybe as a kid that was accurate, but anyway, back to the reading, although the Sims could be significant. I wonder like if you know this person, I wonder if you've like made them in the Sims before. I won't judge if you have. Anyway, now I forget what I was talking about, but basically the other thing I wanted to say is that you may be more the type of person, you can be guided by signs within you. You can be guided by messages within you, whereas your soulmate might be more guided by things outside of them. And this is just a difference in how you operate. It may also be a difference in how your guides communicate to you. So, you know, you might get nudges through feelings, something stirring inside of you, or a dream you had, something that's happening in your inner world, whereas they may see more like glaringly obvious signs in the outside world that propel them into action. I really like that both of you are facing each other. Hermit's facing the middle, the Sun is facing the middle. If I'm not mistaken, that is the first time that this has happened in the readings. So that is a further confirmation that you're both in alignment right now. You're both moving towards the same goal and you're both feeling optimistic about it. You may be more, I want to say, cautiously optimistic right now. You know, the Hermit, look at the Hermit's gray hairs. This is not his first time around the block, especially if you've had a lot of like false starts and false hopes. I think you probably have an inkling deep down, like this time is going to be different. You're starting to see signs of a new dawn coming in your life. And you're like, I really feel like this time is different, but I'm just going to be cautiously optimistic for now. And is there anything else? I think you're both in an energy of expressing right now. I feel like you could be, if you're not already, you could be journaling a lot in the near future, or just writing, like getting your thoughts down a lot, even if it's just in the notes app. And I feel like they're going to be creating a lot. That's the other thing. You might be expressing right now in clear words and phrases, and they're expressing more in an abstract way. So they could be like making a lot of art that represents how they feel, or posting or reposting, I'm hearing, things that symbolize how they feel, whereas you're more like trying to get very clear about what your emotions are right now and put them into words. That feels very yin and yang. Like, okay, I'll try to explain this. I feel like when you receive messages, it's more abstract. When you convey messages, it's very clear and literal. And then your soulmate, when they receive messages, it's clear and literal. When they express messages, it's more abstract. Does that make sense? You're very like yin and yanging right now. I like it. Okay, so I haven't even looked at these oracle cards yet. The number 38, if the shoe fits. Intuitively, I feel like this is about you. First of all, okay, there's two different interpretations coming through, and it could definitely be both that resonate. One is you are stepping into a new role. And two is you're naming something for what it is. And it's been obvious for quite a while, but now you can just finally name it. Maybe for some of you, those messages go hand in hand where you're naming your ability to step into this role. Just one very simple example of this energy is you read tarot cards, you do readings for other people, they resonate, but for some reason you don't like call yourself a tarot reader. And it's like, well, if the shoe fits, if you walk like a tarot reader, if you talk like a tarot reader, if you relay messages that resonate with people like a tarot reader, if you interpret symbolism like a tarot reader, then it's a tarot reader, you know? So maybe like putting a name to something, labeling it for what it is that's been so obvious. If it walks like a soulmate, if it talks like a soulmate, it's a soulmate. Maybe it's like putting the name to this connection. Not that the labels are important, but just recognizing that there's something special and meaningful here. So yeah, those are like the two interpretations that are coming to my mind with if the shoe fits. Mirrors is pretty obvious. We even saw a mirroring number in this reading already, 1551. So yeah, and I feel like both of you have light in your cards, and it's your light reflects off of them and vice versa. I think this could be a message about you bringing out the best in each other. And yeah, I just like see the yin yang symbol in my mind's eye, which is kind of like mirrored, but the colors are inverted. Anyway, let's get into your journeys. And actually, I want to drink some water. I don't know why, but my throat is really dry today, so I could be Could be a little bit extra like vocal fry-y today. Anyway, the deck you chose was the Rainbow Heart Tarot. I'm thinking about modeling right now out of nowhere, so shout out to my models. Or shout out if your person is a model. And now I'm thinking of, this is from, and I feel like this would be around the same age that I played The Sims. So we're having some childhood throwbacks right now. But the album Future Sex Love Sound by Justin Timberlake was like, that was my jam on the school bus every day. And there's a song called Pose on it. Literally the only words I remember is pose, 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 only for my photo. Expose, expose those things you wanna show. Which is probably, no, that's definitely meant to be like sexual, but it doesn't have to be. It could be like, showing the real you and pose only for my photo. Could be like, there's certain things I show you that I don't show other people. Whether that be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, it doesn't matter. Justin likes to leave his works open for interpretation, I'll bet. Anyway, sorry, let's get into your cards. I was just thinking about Timbaland because he produced that album, or some of it. He was producing a lot of hits at that time. And did you know that he made a song about Twilight? Like, it was inspired by Twilight? Because I didn't know that, and I only heard the song recently, and it's actually very good. And he makes a lot of silly faces in the video. Maybe I'll link it for you if I remember. Something about the morning after dark. I don't know, can't remember. Whoop. Okay, we have the Four of Cups. Why do I feel like this is Spirit saying, Kino, you're boring the poor people with your Timbaland talk? Okay. But yeah, I feel like this is a past energy for most of you, or you are about to move out of this energy, because I definitely feel like the Four of Cups was representing a stagnation in your life and just like not feeling excited with anything life was bringing you, or not feeling excited or inspired with what the universe brought your way. Maybe feeling unable or not confident to manifest what you actually wanted. Life was feeling kind of dull. And judging from the way the cards are behaving, I would bet this lasted for a long time. There's a feeling, I feel like a lot of my group number 3s were in a rut for a while, for a long while for some of you. there's a feeling of it dragging on, and then there's a feeling of how did it get to this point? Because it's like, okay, I'm going through a little slump, or like I'm going through a creative dry spell. Like, just not really excited about what's going on right now, but like that's okay. These things happen. Like, everybody goes through this kind of phase sometimes, and then it's like, okay, this has lasted for a couple months now, but you know, that happens. I'm sure it's okay. And then the next thing you know, like some of you have maybe been in this kind of just feeling stuck or stagnant for years. The time kind of creeps up on you. We have the Six of Cups. Was that? Six of Cups came up in a reading recently. And it was like the card to choose your group. Was it the career reading? I feel like it might have been. If you haven't watched the 2026 career reading yet, group 3 of that reading might have a message for you, because I really feel like the Six of Cups was like the cover girl card of that group, like the one I show you in the intro. And I'm also realizing the 2 people with the rainbow between them, it looks a lot like how the froggies were at the start of the reading, and I just saw 3131. Look, they're even like, here they're holding the flower pot together, and here the froggies are holding the heart together, and there's like a rainbow over them. So if you don't know this person already, you're about to know them really soon, because like, it's just the way the letters were written, it really felt that way. And then this energy feels like one you're either moving out of, or like you're about to move out of it. And then this definitely represents a moment of recognizing your soulmate. So you're gonna meet them very soon. Or like if this already happened, I would bet that you met them when you were like in a slump, or when you were just kind of coming out of a slump. And I would bet that something about their aura, something about their energy really lifted your spirits, even if you couldn't pinpoint exactly what it is about them, because it's probably not something emanating from them in the physical realm. It's probably like their soul healing you, brightening you, maybe doing some kind of like energy work on you. I've definitely had times where I'm with friends and I'm like, it's such a weird feeling. I'm like, oh, your higher self is like doing some work on me right now. Like I can just tell when they're talking to me. It's happened with a few different people. I don't know if they're like aware of it or not. They are all spiritual people, so maybe they are, but I think they probably, you do energy work on each other. And this was a moment of recognition. Maybe something was exchanged between the two of you, or something will be, whether that's like heartfelt messages or gifts or creations of yours or some other thing. But it's not like, oh, I met my soulmate and then all of my problems went away. But it is, I met my soulmate and now I feel there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I know that I still have to, this is my tunnel and I have to make my way through this tunnel, but they make me feel like I can. And they make me feel like there's happiness and goodness in the world and things to be excited about. Aww. I do feel like they're coming through as the sun, and then the Six of Cups is also a sun card. So I would bet that they do feel like a ray of sunshine to you. And also what I'm now realizing is this motif of your light being inner and their light being outer. I think they reflect your own inner light back to you. I think a lot of the things you admire about them are things you have in yourself. Maybe you just haven't accessed them in a while. Maybe you just haven't brought them to the forefront in a while, but they are very much still there. So I think obviously part of your attraction to them is because, you know, they're your person, they're your life partner, I was gonna say. Okay, makes sense. But like also, they do reflect back to you a version of you that wants to be reclaimed and that wants to be held and nurtured and worked with and shown off. Like there's a part of you that's waiting to be claimed and waiting to be chosen. And it's very, very similar to what you admire in your soulmate. Yeah, that's the mirroring effect. So it does seem like the journey we're going to read here goes beyond your meeting. I think we'll probably actually see how you like come together as partners. We have the 9 of Wands. So that represents the stage before you come together, which that's interesting because the 9 of Wands is kind of a hang in there type energy. Honestly, I feel like a lot of you are at this point in your journey right now because there's this feeling of you're almost there. You've almost reached completion. And that has been a big energy throughout this reading. This has the same Sagittarian optimistic energy as the 8 of Wands. So it's like you've almost reached the end of a cycle. You've almost reached the fruition of a manifestation. Intuitively, you kind of feel like you're in the home stretch, but you're still kind of guarded. And that meaning is in the 9 of Wands as well. A feeling of being a bit guarded. It's like you're feeling optimistic, but you're still cautious. You're not going to like fully lean into it yet. I also think the way she's making the flowers bend to her, it seems like you're not in a chasing energy. I think there's maybe experiences you've had in the past where you've chased to no avail, like chased people, chased opportunities, and that's something that you've decided like you're not going to do anymore. That even if the universe was like, look over there, it's your soulmate, you'd be like, okay, tell them to come find me. Like, you can come to me. I've done enough running, and I want to say I'm not falling for it. I feel like this group, you've really had some like false alarms where it's like, oh, go run over here. There's something here for you. And then nothing happens. And then, I don't know, universe or guides maybe feeling a little bit like boy who cried wolf sometimes. So let's look at their journey. Your soulmate's journey. We have the 7 of Swords. We have the Hanged Man. And we have the King of Wands. I just want to go ahead and pull the card for your union and then we'll get into it. But it definitely seems like both of you have dealt with stagnation in your life. I feel like on your end, the stagnation came from like the universe is presenting paths to me, but I'm not really like excited or inspired by them. And I feel like on your soulmate's end, I'm hearing like they needed to be humbled by the universe. The Seven of Swords right away gave me the feeling of like they've got something wrong. They're not seeing a situation clearly. And on this card, we see a person playing chess, which the card Seven of Swords in this deck tends to make me think of strategy. It has that kind of added meaning because of the chess. It's like they thought they needed to be humbled by the universe because they thought they could just plan their way through life and strategize their way through life and could control everything. Like if I have the perfect plan and the perfect strategy, then everything will go as I expect it to go. They kind of had a false sense of control and disregarded powers and plans that may be bigger than them. And I feel like, I mean, we all struggle with letting go of control. This is definitely not unique to them, but I feel like in their journey of learning to let go of control, they were a bit more stubborn than the average Joe. I wonder if they have, well, this is actually a fixed sign. This is Aquarius energy, but they could have like fixed signs in their big three: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, or just have a lot of fixed energy. For some reason, Taurus was coming through especially strongly, even though like Taurus energy is not necessarily present in the cards. They were just really stubborn when it came to learning that lesson of letting go. Letting go and trusting the universe. I think, why is that? Well, it could be different for different people. Having a sense of control made them feel safe. Having a sense of control made them feel competent. Like if I predict that my life is going to go this way and then it does, that means I'm good at life. That means I'm competent at life. So it's almost like when the universe had other plans for them, they would see it as they failed rather than like an opportunity to redirect. There's a rigidity in their way of thinking that's like, the way my life plays out, it's about me proving that like I was right. It's about me proving that I could do it. Almost like trying to take so much agency in their life that it hurts them, that they don't even let themselves be like a receptive experiencer of their life. And sometimes just like let life happen for them and let life surprise them. So I think that was like an important start of their journey, and feeling the need to control everything could have definitely been something that hindered them moving towards you in the past. I do feel like, for both of you, the starts of your journey do have challenges, but the way the energy's feeling right now, it's like you're either in the process of moving out of these challenging energies or you already have. The fact that we have the Six of Cups and the Hanged Man as your second cards in the journey, it does feel like you meet each other. There's an instant recognition, but then there's a bit of time before things really happen. So maybe that like you meet each other and it's like this instant connection, love at first sight, but then it's, oh, that just made me really emotional. And then it's like a long time before you see each other again. This is crazy. Like your souls really work together well. For some reason, I just imagined two people. This is such a funny visual. And also I just saw 4444. Like two people sprinting, and they're each holding like a really fragile and precious package of something, but they're just so good at like speeding past each other and exchanging the packages that nothing is broken. and everybody gets what they need safely. It's like, I think this is representing your soul's ability to work quickly together and just exchange gifts and exchange information and exchange downloads like so quickly and efficiently. It only, and I know you may be thinking like, but this connection is really slow, but I think you have to understand the magnitude of what gets exchanged in your interactions. Like, you could have a very brief interaction with your soulmate. Like, you exchange a few words, you shake hands, I don't know, you meet each other, and you just like on a soul level exchanged something that's gonna support you in your next arc, in your next era. And there's so much information packed into what you were able to exchange in that little 3D interaction. I really hope that this is making sense, but it does seem like you've had exchanges in the past, or you're about to have an exchange with them in the 3D. I want to be clear about that. It may be kind of brief and it may feel surface level, but you activate each other on a soul level that is very meaningful. So even from this interaction, they've shown you, I keep using the past tense. So like, I think a lot of you know this person already. They've shown you, or they're going to show you, like there's still goodness in the world, there's still hope for you, and you can still claim those parts of yourself that maybe you feel you've lost. And in this same exchange, you've shown them, I can release my grip on how my life plays out. I can surrender to the universe. I can trust the divine's plan. I can accept that there's some presence greater than me, that has a greater perspective than me, who may be a better planner than me. And surrendering in this way doesn't mean I'm any less of a participant in my life, or that I'm a bad creator of my life, or a bad manifester, or a bad planner. It doesn't mean any of that. It means I'm co-creating. Yeah, this definitely feels like Taurus energy, because I'm thinking of the Taurus and Scorpio axis. It goes from like a me to we. It goes from a this is mine to this is ours. Like, my life and my journey is a collaboration with spirit, with my spiritual team, with this universe that I'm living in. I was never meant to micromanage all of it. I never had to prove myself in that way. Just these interactions that you have with each other provide these great insights and like fuel your next era of growth. It's really beautiful. You're very efficient. It may not feel that way because years feel like a long time to humans, but from a soul perspective, mastering something within a lifetime is crazy efficient. Sometimes it takes like, I don't know, hundreds of lives. I don't remember, but it can take like hundreds or thousands of Earth years to figure something out. So, you know, sometimes I have to humble myself, because I'll be like, oh my God, like I've been waiting for this for X amount of years. I've been working on this for X amount of years. And it's like, yeah, that's literally like 3 seconds in soul language. So keep going. Anyway, I didn't even pull the card for your union yet, although I do just want to show you that the bottom of the deck is 3 of Cups, and I think I'm going to put that there because that's very nice. I definitely think you'll have a beautiful friendship, a beautiful foundation of friendship with each other, and life feels like a celebration when you're together, and life feels lighthearted and fun when you're together. I think when you're together, a big theme of your relationship is that you celebrate the everyday stuff. Like you celebrate small wins and you just enjoy your journeys. And you don't worry so much about destinations when you're together because you're just like, you're enjoying the ride together. We have the King of Swords. For some reason, he's making me think of integration. I don't know if you can see from here. I'll hold it up, but you can see there's like, he has different faces. They're quite faint, but you can see he has different faces, and somehow that made me think of integrating different aspects of yourself and becoming whole. That's what integrating is. And also because he's a king, it made me think of mastery. The other thing I'm noticing is that this king is shirtless, which is an interesting choice, but you know, I guess I'm used to seeing them in cloaks and like seeing the knights in armor. And so the fact that he's shirtless does give a feeling of exposing your true colors and letting yourself be seen. I do often interpret nudity that way in the tarot. It's like, you can see me exactly as I am. You can see my natural self. I have nothing to hide from you. I'm thinking of that song again, the Pose song. Expose those things you want to show, whether that's physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. We do have swords and cups here. So, I mean, probably don't need to say this, but I think this message is more so talking about mental and emotional considerations. Like, I can be mentally and emotionally naked around you. I can just say exactly what's on my mind, and I know you're not going to judge me. I can tell you exactly how I feel, and I know that you will receive my emotions and sit in them with me. So there's definitely a feeling of unfilteredness that is coming through, which I really like. It means that, well, it's not draining for sure to be around each other. It's the exact opposite of that. It's energizing. It's rejuvenating, it's healing, it gives you life. Is there anything else I want to say? I think there is a really lovely balance, and we kind of saw it here with the Hermit and the Sun. There's a lovely balance between seriousness and playfulness in your relationship. So you can definitely goof around with each other, but you also know when it's time to be serious and have serious discussions. And I feel like, I want to say a hallmark, and I don't even really know how to use that word, a hallmark of your relationship. Literally never use that word except for like Christmas cards and Christmas movies. A key point of your relationship is that you don't shy away from difficult conversations. And it's almost like there's a recognition of course, we want to have fun all the time. But actually, if we just take the time to have these more like difficult conversations or talk about more serious matters, that builds a foundation where we can be more like fun and playful together, because it makes us, when we have these more serious discussions, we build trust and we build respect and we build a mutual sense of safety, which then in turn lets us let loose and maybe let our inner children out. Because we took care of the important matters and we feel safe now. So I definitely think this would not be a relationship of sweeping things under the rug, where you feel safe. Like if something's kind of nagging at you, an emotion, a thought, you feel safe to address it. I feel like there is a lot of openness between the two of you. Of course, respecting each other's boundaries and things you want to keep personal and sacred to yourself. But I do think that for the most part, there is a lot of openness. There could be a little bit of collaboration energy, but okay, if you are creatives, then I think you're going to collaborate. If you're not, this collaboration energy could be, because I'm thinking of the Three of Cups. I think becoming really actively involved in each other's social life and each other's loved ones. And the example that was coming to my mind is like, I don't know, it's your best friend's birthday. And so they like play an active role in planning the surprise party with you and like getting the present and like, you know, getting to know your best friend and know what kind of party and gift and vibe they would like. And, you know, you help with their family stuff or take care of their family and vice versa. Like there's that kind of vibe too, like genuine life partners. And that's a word that slipped out earlier when I was talking about you guys. So yeah, that's very sweet. But I think that's everything now. It's interesting because in the other groups, I feel like I was definitely slipping in like messages of advice. That was even like one of the things I put on the breakdown. But did I say any advice in this group? I feel like I didn't, because I feel like the challenges that I was talking about are already on their way out. And I think that with this like alignment and progress, I don't know if you need advice from me or if you need me to like channel advice from your guides, because I think you're already doing what you're supposed to be doing. And I think this is kind of the part where you enjoy the ride and let things come to you. And I actually think that would be the advice for both of you. Like, I don't think that either of you need to chase one another or pursue one another. I think you're just kind of going to float into each other's lives. Like, oh, here I am. That reminds me, ages ago, I was in a crystal shop here in Tokyo, and there was a deck of cards on the table, and they said like, feel free to, you know, shuffle and pull yourself a card. And the one that I got, it was a really cute deck. It was like, I don't know if it was a little bear, but it was like floating, holding onto some kind of flower and like floating through the air. And it said, like, if you just let yourself float on by, you'll arrive where you're meant to be. And I thought it was very cute. And I just thought of that now. Anyway, yeah, I think those are all the messages for you. So we're gonna go into the extended now, where we're gonna take a deeper look into their experience. I just noticed the little froggies are hiding under the flowers. You and your soulmate wanted some privacy. Anyway, we're gonna take a look at their experience, their feelings, any signs, synchronicities, dreams that have been going on their end. What has their experience been? We will look at your guides, their guides, could be the same guides, and how they communicate with you versus how they communicate with your soulmate. We will answer a yes or no question of your choice, including why, and we will see any significant time frames or places pertaining to your journey to each other or pertaining to your union. So if that sounds good to you and you'd like to join me in the extended, that's going to be linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. There's options to watch it on a few different platforms, so you can choose whichever one works best for you. There's option for just this reading. There's options for the monthly membership, which gives you access to all of the extendeds every month. If you are considering one of the membership options, just make sure you read the different membership level descriptions and you know exactly what you're getting in each level. And I'm super grateful to everyone who considers that option. If you're gonna leave the reading here, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you're interested in my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my Instagram, my memberships, which I was just talking about. You can watch the extendeds that go up every month. You can also watch exclusive full-length pick a card readings over there. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. If you happen to be in Tokyo on February 15th, you can come see me play at Womb in Shibuya. And thank you so much for being here. I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, your soulmate, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.